Stories are one of the most popular types of projects on Scratch, and also one of the easiest. So today I'm going to teach you how to create a story in a few simple steps. So first, create a project and name the title whatever you want. I will name it Cat's Adventure. You don't have to copy this. It can be whatever you'd like. So the cool thing about stories is that you can make it anything you want. So because of that, I'm just going to teach you the few important things about making a story. So one really important thing I think you need is speech or dialogue. So you can use these say blocks if you want, but I prefer if you create your own block and call it speak, and create an input and name it speak. Now create text and say wait time. This will be how many seconds you have to wait after the sprite has finished saying something, and name the input wait. And create another text and name it time between each letter. So the reason I added this is because sometimes if you want to change the tone, you can make it talk slowly, or if your sprite is a character who likes to talk fast, maybe you can change this so that the time is very short. And add an input and call it time between letter. Okay, your block is finished. Now, the code for this block is not too simple, but it can be done. So create a list and call it speech bubble. I would say that this has to be for this sprite only, because sometimes multiple people can talk at once. Now unclick the check mark and say delete all speech bubble. So this list is what the character is gonna say. So you don't want it to be clogged up with letters when it's trying to say something. Now create a variable and call it whatever you like, and make it for this sprite only. Now set it to 1. This is gonna be a data variable, so the computer knows which letter it should be saying. Now create a variable called sentence length and make it for this sprite only. The computer needs this data to see how long the speech is. So set sentence length to length of speak. Now we're gonna create a nice effect that makes it so that the letters don't just pop up all at once. So repeat sentence length and say add letter I of speak to speech bubble. So what this does, it's the code that you need to create the nice effect. And now it says whatever the list is. This is what makes the nice little effect pop up. And then change I by 1 so that the words don't repeat. And this little script, for me the second letter in the script repeated, so make sure that you add this. So if I equals 2, delete I of speech bubble. It's just this weird thing that happens, and it's very important. And say wait TBO seconds. This is what you type in here. You want it to wait that amount. And then after it said everything it wanted, the person wants some time to read it. So say seats the finished script for how many seconds you type in here. So in order to test this, type in anything you want here. So wait time to enough that you can notice, and time between each letter shouldn't be too long. So ta-da, it works. And the cool thing about this is you can use this multiple times. So yeah. Now, when you want to have a conversation with another character, let's say this person, you can't just put in a bunch of speak blocks into one person, because then this guy will say everything. So how I like to create a conversation is create a new broadcast message called conversation. Remember to use the and wait block, because before this guy can say anything else, this person has to say everything she wants, and then the cat can continue talking. So go to this sprite and create a new variable and call it conversation. Remember to make this for all sprites, or this following script will not work. So to make this efficient and not have 100 broadcast blocks for like one conversation, change conversation by 1, and then use as many if blocks as you want. And in one if block, say if conversation equals whatever, and make it do whatever it wants. So if this person is talking, we need to use the same exact script. So to avoid having to write it all over again, drag it to the sprite, and this pops up. So now you can make it say anything it wants. And the last step for this conversation is remember to set conversation to 0, because if the conversation is a wrong number, then this character might be saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. So make sure to do that. And then the cool thing is, after this person finished talking, you don't need to add any extra code. Just add the speak block and your conversation can continue. So this is a very convenient way to make a story, and it works. So now, this is very important to make your level and story look good. You need backdrops, because a story on a white background against this kind of background, I would prefer a good background. So you can choose a background or make a background. I'm going to choose blue sky. Also, when you make a story, make sure that the people aren't floating, because it just looks bad. So one easy way to fix it is that most of the pre-made backdrops has a ground. So all you need to do is just raise it. And now you got a neat backdrop. And if you want multiple backdrops, First, make the next one. And whenever you want to, place next backdrop in the conversation. But if you do that, make sure to set backdrop to this original one so things don't get messed up. So now you got a working story with multiple backdrops. And also, this is the final thing in a story. Don't just have a bunch of dialogue. You want movement. So this is very easy. Just between the conversations, just make it move whatever it wants. Just make it start at the quarter that it was originally in. So now you got all the essential elements to create a story. Have fun, storyteller, and scratch on. Goodbye.